Hey everyone, it's Brad here, and I'm coming at you guys with our Clash of Rebellions Infernoid deck profile. So, Infernoid's got a lot better now. The Clash of Rebellions has been out for a while, and I've done some testing with them. I haven't actually brought them to many events, but yeah, I do know the decks really well still, so I thought I would share this with you guys since you've been asking so much. So we got 3 Decatron. Just going to run through some brief things on the cards, by the way, because not everybody knows everything about Infernoids, and if you don't, you can go check out my in-depth guide on them, so you can take a look over there. And I'll just kind of cover why I'm running how many of each of these. So 3 because it needs to be there, because you have to have the outs to cards that stop you, and it just isn't out to pretty much anything. So yeah, 3 Decatron. Got double Pure Maus because it's kind of like food for the others. Sometimes you need to send one with Infernoid Decatron because it just helps you make a synchro play or something. So it needs to be there at least at 2, I'd say, but I want to put it to 3. Double Antra, again, needs to be there for Decatron to send, and then it also needs to be there for Shadal's. Sometimes I have considered putting this up to 3, but it's really a personal choice whether or not you want to. So we got triple Harmonic. Harmonic's just monster removal and really good at making synchro and XYZ plays, so he's really, really strong in the deck right now. Probably the best one in the deck for the babies is Patrulia. Really good at making XYZs and synchro plays, and popping back row is really strong in the deck right now too, because you can get hurt pretty badly by attacking into the wrong thing or summoning into the wrong thing. So next we got the sort of demi-bosses. We got triple See Its Moths. Targeting Banishing is really good. Because you don't destroy them, you can, and it doesn't target, you can get rid of, Forerunner, so it doesn't get its effect, and it still can, it doesn't target, so you can still do it on a Forerunner or something like that. You can also do it on Shadal fusions and stuff, so. Then we got a Tondel, because it lets you win games you shouldn't win. You can just summon it and swing for, 4,000 a ton of the time. Yeah, so you kind of need to run those guys at 3s. I'm playing double Deviatee. Deviatee is just really strong right now. It's a heavy storm when it's summoned, and then it negates monster effects. So just those 2 in combination are really, really good right now. We got 1 Anuku because it is, it's still needed. It's still a really good card, but I don't think it's as good as Deviatee, so I'm not running it at 2. For our normal summons, we got double Raiden, Alila, and then for those, we got double Charge. So synchro plays with Raiden, XYZ plays with both of them, and you just mill 6 or 7 cards depending on what you grab with Charge. Main reason Lila's in there is because I don't want to add an MST, because if I added in 1 MST and kept these in there, I would just have 1 MST, but if I had Lila in, I have 3 ways to get to MST, so I'm 3 times as likely to get to the card when I need it. Next we have our spells, so we got 3 Reasoning, Monster Gate, no explanation needed there. Double Seer, it's I don't know, it's like Lance on crack, so you definitely want to run 2. I don't see why you wouldn't. It's good against almost every single deck right now. We got Burial from a Different Dimension. It's really strong early and late game. It just lets you get back into the game sometimes, lets you start being in the game even in the first place sometimes. Double Scapegoat. You can use it in combination with your bosses. It's free tributes. Just really strong right now. And also protects you, which is a problem I've been having with the deck. Torrential Tribute, Solemn Scolding, and Vanities. So Vanities is really, really dumb right now in the deck. I'm going to go through some things with it. So Vanities, Scapegoat, Anuku is pretty much Game Ogre. Summon the Anuku, blow up the field. Swing for 3,000, set Vanities and Scapegoat, activate Scapegoat, resolves, then you activate Vanities. And then after this resolves, you pretty much win the game because you can tribute the Scapegoat tokens, and it doesn't trigger Vanity's destruction. And then you can negate stuff that would trigger Vanity's destruction or Anuku's destruction with the Scapegoat tokens. So really, really strong. Scolding. It's a really good card right now because it can, if you use it right, you can secure yourself the game in combination with, if you have this and an Anuku or this and a Deviatee, you can secure yourself the game depending on how you use them. So really skillful card, and yeah, I think it's think it's really good in the deck right now, too. Alright, so next we're going into the extra deck. So we have 1 rank 7, Mecha Fan Beast Draco Sack. Makes really good boards. 1 rank 3, Levier. You can bring back your Decatron and stuff like that. I don't know how I feel about Levier. I think it's good right now, but I haven't used it too many times. I would consider, if you're considering taking out something to add something in, just, I don't know. That might be the thing to consider taking out, but we'll go with Exiton next. Exiton's just really good. Castell and Dweller, just really, really good cards right now. We got Star Eater. Star Eater is really good at getting over big things, and I mean, it's not really the best out to towers in this deck even, because you have a Nuku, but it's still a really good card. We got Trishula, because the deck can make it really easily with Scapegoat. Got Crimson Blader, because it's really easy to make again, and is also a Floodgate monster-like monster. Then we have Spark Dragon, Scrap Dragon, Colossal Fighter, just good level 8 synchros. Colossal Fighter is mainly for the Cosmo matchup, if you're unaware of that. It can crash with Forerunner really easily. We got Clearwing Synchro Dragon. I think we did a segment pretty much just on Clearwing Synchro Dragon in our in-depth guide, so if you're confused in that, I think it's around episode 6. I would double check around there. We have our normal monsters. We have Scrap Archfiend, Gaia Knight, the Force of Earth, and Gem Knight Pearl. So again, those have been explained. If you're confused about those, go check out the in-depth guide. It's really helpful for beginners to Infernoids, so I would strongly recommend you go look at that. In the side deck, we got Lila again, so this adds just another monster in case they get rid of our Lila the first time and we need to have outs to their floodgates. We got Thunder King, Spell Canceller, Jinzo, and Chaos Hunter. These are our floodgate monsters, so if they're setting an MST for something like Anti-Spell, I don't know, some people are running it, we would have a Spell Canceller, yeah, so we would have Spell Canceller, and they would just have a dead card. So they're really strong right now. We got Triple Drag Down into the Grave. This card is really strong right now because you can hit your opponent's hand traps before they could use them. So if you use Drag Down and your opponent has a, Retaliating Sea, you're going to be able to hit that before they can screw you over with it. And then you also just send a Infernoid to the grave and draw a card, so it's really strong. So we have Skill Drain. Skill Drain is just really strong right now. Triple Mistake because it's really strong right now. And then we have Double Shadow Imp because those 4 floodgates don't really hurt Shadal's, and this does, so I think it's kind of needed. Then we have Royal Decree because we only have 1 Jinzo. We have a lot of things for other decks that don't use traps, but this is for decks that do use traps, and it's probably one of the better floodgates, honestly, because it shuts your opponent's traps out and it prevents other floodgates from being on the field. So if you have a better deck than someone else, their floodgates can't stop your deck. So really strong. I know that was kind of a brief run through of the deck profile. I hope you guys are interested in playing Infernoids. I know they're not the most fun deck to play against. I understand that, but the deck is really, really cool. I would argue that it's like a very original deck. Like the deck itself doesn't seem original. Like everybody plays Reasoning, everybody plays Monster Gate. But what I'm saying is there hasn't been a deck like it beforehand, and I kind of think that's part of the reason why I like it. And yeah, so if you guys need more information on Infernoids, please do check out that Infernoid guide. It will really be helpful for you. And yeah, that's about all I have for you guys, and I'll see you guys later.